This is a video about our English tour 2009. We visited Buckingham Palace, Tower of London and the Science Museum. We used the hop-on hop-off bus service to get around London, and when we visited Buckingham Palace we missed the changing of the guard. Here's a view, an aerial view of Buckingham Palace. We stood on the steps of the Victoria Memorial and took a photograph of Buckingham Palace from the distance. You'll see a bronze statue of a lion and near the fountain, and a statue of Queen Victoria herself. On top of the memorial is the goddess of victory. The memorial itself is of Queen Victoria, obviously, and it's located outside Buckingham Palace main gates, and was designed by a bloke called Brock in 1901, but it wasn't finished until 1924. In 1624 the first house was erected on this garden area by Sir William Blake, and the next owner, Lord Goring, wanted to expand the gardens and house, but he failed to lodge his document with the for the Great Seal, and as a result the freehold of the land fell back to George III. It's been occupied by the royals on and off since that time, and it's obviously currently occupied by the official royal household of the Queen, Elizabeth, although she owns a whole array of different palaces and places around England and Scotland, I presume. We once we had took our photos of this main area, and here's Canada Gate. We went and had a look at the Queen's Gallery, and we paid the fee to get in, I think, can't remember, and took only a couple of photographs of it. The video I've lost, which was quite annoying. Then we went outside to the backyard, if you want to call it anything, to the Buckingham Palace gardens. We took a few photographs, and we thought there was some kind of event being held there, so we didn't go into those white tents in the background of the photographs, but it turns out, I believe, that they're sort of like a permanent structure for guests and visitors to hang around. Then we walked around the gardens, and they're huge, and took a few photos and a lot of video, but like I said, I've lost the video. Using the hop-on hop-off bus service, we visited the Tower of London, can't remember which day, and entry was free for Linda because she's deaf and England supports disability. Here's a photo of the Tower of London we took from the river cruise we went on, and here is the Tower of London gift shop, and we had a look around the display within the gift shop before we moved outside. You can pause the next image of the map area of the Tower of London to get some idea of what it's all about. But, here's a photograph of the Norman Tower, and they were setting up some kind of event. And some more of these event tents. And then we walked the drawbridge to the middle tower where the entrance is to get in. Then we walked the drawbridge between the towers and looked over the sides at the different exhibits. And Here's another image of that same bridge or walkway of the middle tower looking back. And I've forgotten what this building was. Well, obviously it's a corner tower, and we walked around. Well, these are an incline walking up to the main area, and on the left of the photograph were more exhibits of a cannon and some other stuff, an old Roman wall. Here's the video of the back of the Bible Tower. And this is about when I tell you that I've lost all the footage inside all of the galleries that we visited within the Tower of London. The weather was absolutely wonderful. And then we walked over to the Bell Tower and took some video of that. We walked around the building and took some video of the outer walls. This one's closer to the Thames River, and basically we followed the crowd, and we've all heard about the Traitors' Gate, where they would hang publicly criminals against the monarchy in the gate of the prison, to show an example to the people. So again, it was called the Traitors' Gate, and they said this is the prison itself. And then we walked back into the building through the gate on the right and began our tour of the inner building. This is something called Cradle Tower. I'm not sure whether it was outside or inside the main building. I think it was the inner castle walls with a number of different towers, and there was a walkway that you traversed. This is a view from up on one of the ramparts looking down to where we'd already been, viewing the outside walkway near the Thames River, and also the exhibits. In the centre of the main centre castle is the Tower Green, and it's surrounded by other buildings, including where they store the crown jewels. And because I've lost the video of that, I can't show you anything more than what's here. We did listen to the tour guides and followed some of the groups, but there's too many people. I don't like crowds. So again, we entered the Crown Jewel building, and then at the end of the day we went on the hop-on hop-off bus and visited the Science Museum. Here's an image of the front of the Science Museum, which was founded in 1857. It's one of the major tourist attractions in London itself, and it's divided up into galleries, and there's 9 galleries. The Energy Hall, exploring space, making the modern world, flight, Wonder Lab, media space and information age, engineering future, and medicines. Here's the tail end of a rocket, and obviously an American space suit in one of the first rockets. And this one, I believe, is Apollo 10, the original, and the rocket engine that came with that. Then we moved on to the next gallery, which was the flight, or modern world gallery, and had a real good look around that with cars and aeroplanes. This gallery was as good as the Air Force Museum on the other side of the city. And because I lost a lot of photographs and video, I can't show you anything more. So the video was produced by myself, and it's the end of another exciting video of our English tour 2009, Buckingham Palace, Tower of London and the Science Museum.